Conquistador now dethrones Patrick Antonius at the top of the leaderboard ever so slightly. New chip leader is the Spaniard.
I'm having fun. That ace-queen hand was nice. It's got my poker juices going.
Sure.
God, he's on a roll.
The Jack, Ace, 3, Ace, King.
Tens?
That one was interesting too. And yes, the sun beginning to shine down on the Iberian Peninsula. $500,000. Min raise. Who wants some?
Oh.
Applejack's on the button for Ivey, and he will deploy the full payload. Call forthcoming here, Rast.
Yep.
No question, the 875 happy to book a date with 5 cards and the covered stack of Phil Ivey. Almost 3-4 in the middle. Forced to fold jacks where he would have busted Mateos. Instead, Mateos now poised to bust him on the 8-4-3 board. No help for Phil. Turn now, and we add 5s to the equation. 10 outs one time. Will Phil Ivey fight on? The answer is no. Queen of Diamonds will bring his bid for a 6th Triton title to a conclusion. And you can see Mateos quite humble and modest in victory.
And Adrian's the chip leader.
Wild.
But, like, just to go back as an evaluation, that was a really tough spot. And it's easy to see the cards and be like, oh, Jax is doing okay. It's only ace-king and ace-3 and ace is gone. You should put it in there. Obviously, if you can see the cards, you should put it in. My guess, and as Adrian said, it's probably a fold if you ran that in a solver with the ICM and everything, which is kind of crazy.
He wasn't unconvinced by it, and I don't think he's leveling where it's like try to make the guy think that he did the right thing when he didn't. It was just, it's a fold.
I would bet a lot of money that Adrian is not doing that to Ivey on stream. The
trolley, misguided.
Oh no, man! Yeah, that's right. No, he was just, hey, Jax. Oh man, I really think that was a fold. Like, they're just talking some shop.
Yep.
And yeah, but Ivey's gonna wish he put that in.
Well, on the topic of putting it in, Lon Loon 3-5 suited. Jams, ace-9, happy to be the customer. As Bogdanov has the lead in a 3.1 million chip pot. Loon securing a 26K pay jump here, and now securing a flush draw on the Jack 7-7 board. Plenty of outs with 2 to come. Plenty of equity as well. Add 6s.
Outs everywhere.
So many outs, we can't even put them up on the screen. Could it be a case of too many for Lon Loon? Indeed. As another queen on the river is the nail in a second consecutive coffin. Loon out in 8th. Never really got anything going here at this FT, but did grab that pay jump, Rast.
117 to 198.
100.
Pretty good.
$45,000 richer. His 10th career Triton cash. It puts him up and over. And he was distracted. And I don't know if you've ever played Liar's Dice. Those not familiar with the game, this may not be funny. But somebody, declared like 5 5s or whatever. And Patrick just looked up like a Bond villain and said, 5s. I like 5s.
Yeah.
10 5s. Like just the bid just went absurdly up. And he looked away and we just all started laughing. And he wasn't really trying to be funny, but it was just so funny. Mateos, nothing funny about an ace-king suited, especially if you find ace-jack in front of you. Oh, and Patrick jamming. Things could come undone in a hurry here as he's run into the Conquistador. Oh, boy.
I mean, listen, Mateos is opening a lot of hands.
Yes.
Patrick has a good hand at 13 blinds and just wants to take it down. And very defensible, sensible play, but Mateos had it. That's the... I mean, yesterday this was the same. This is how you win tournaments as well. Yesterday, what's his name? Paulie V. Right? Paulius. He just had it in a bunch of spots too, You make hands and that's the way it goes. And Mateos is a massive favorite to just catapult up even higher.
8.5 million in the middle. No opportunities on the turn. Just the hook will keep Patrick in place.
And winning this pot is going to be a kind of the blow-away experience. I mean, Mateos is now going to be like 15 million, more than double Bogdanov, and like 4x all that cluster of players down at 3 and 4 million. So he's really starting to run away with it now, and a lot of these players are going to be eyeing second place. Like, let me stay alive. Let me get up to third or second.
By the way, Peters, how improbable is him outlasting?
Right now, this is the all-pro move.
Talk to me.
When you have, he has just like mounds of chips. It's probably like you've got to go to the side to look at your cards, all those white chips that are, and he's just, can I get a color up? It's the all-pro. It's like, I don't need to have mounds of chips here, like, to feel good about myself, to intimidate my opponents. Like, I just want, you know, I want to be able to easily count how much I have. I don't want to be in the way when I'm looking at my cards. Let's get a color up. I love it. Love to see it.
Vieira mucks the threes, and Hajiyev looks down at fives in the face of the min raise from Bogdanov and off of the shortest remaining stack. He wants to think it over.
Listen, Ali, you know the people I'm talking about who just need to keep all the smallest chips in the tournament, and they have tons,
me.
and you're just like,
I
bro.
want a mount. I want my stack to encroach upon your RFID reader. I want it to force you to scoot over, right? I want the dealer to have to move the flop. That's how many chips I want in front of me. I want to say
buddy,
min raise.
you're the problem, Ali.
Listen, I want to say min raise and have 6 installments. You know, stack.
He went for it. He went for it, and Peters could be laddering up yet again. Ran into it, and Julian's going to be a little annoyed to see fives, not a hand he's dominating. Hand that's actually a small favorite.
Yeah, you can see there by 8%, but he's going to have to fade 5 in a 5.6 million chip pot.
Julian's big scarf energy has been strong, though. I feel like he's going to win this as a small underdog.
Let's see. And the king on the flop. Your spidey senses were tingling. Note, though, Bogdanov, grizzled. No response whatsoever. Hajiyev, a very different story with the fives. Wincing and now bracing. 9 on the turn. Can Ramin find the 2-outer? No. Board double pairs. And ace-king. Bests 5-5. Leaving Hajiyev as your 6th place finisher. Not far removed from the loss of Patrick Antonius and in busting.
There we go.
Seth will set this one out. Ace-4 cut off for Peters. 4.5 million. No, thank you.
People want a response in the chat. All right. Someone in the chat said, call me a net. I fold Jack-9. You know he has King-X or better. Well, let me tell you something there, buddy. It's something called pot odds, and he only needed like probably 29% or better on just chip EV to call. We could see that Jack-9 versus Ace-Deuce off was 40-something%, crushing that. And even with the risk premium, you know, you benefit from busting the guy lower in chips. So there's not as huge a risk premium on that. He's probably a solid, at least, I would say, 38 to pushing 40% against the range, and that's why you do it.
Well, let's look at this development then. As Vieira, King 10 offsuit, same kind of story. Mateos big blind off of a far deeper stack, defends and out flops. Jack 7-6, but the out flopper didn't hold last time around. Better turn on this occasion for Mateos as Vieira at risk of departing in 5th. Unless he finds the king, and it's a 4.
It's the Adrian Mateos show right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Bienvenidos.
He puts chips in the pot, more chips come back. It's the boomerang effect. Well played, Joao. You know what? I like the call with Jack 9 off. I'm sure you're going to look it up. I think it was.
And they were on like gravel, bare ass, and whoever hung on to the thing longer won. And I was like, yeah, but did you? Did you really win? Oh, where do they cook this stuff up?
Okay. We've got a real hand in the small blind. How do we want to play it? Shove. Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, says Gottlieb. As the first of the collisions between Mateos and one of the three shorter stacks develops. Seth on his feet, but in front, at risk. 15.1 in the middle. Good for the chip lead. If his ace-4 can hold, you see the vulnerability. 45% equity for Mateos' king-9 suited. Far less now on the 10-10-4 board.
Yeah, great flop for Seth. Ooh.
Hang on a second. Let's add queens to the kings and nines, which Mateos hunts to leave us three-handed. And there is that queen. Gutter. As Mateos does it the hard way. Runner, runner. Gottlieb. Out of here in fourth.
And the four-handed game of musical chairs is over. And Mateos vaults back into commanding chip lead over two stacks that have about the same amount. Around 8 million for Bogdanov and Peters.
So Gottlieb.
For Peters to start kind of tightening up a bit, especially when Adrian's come in the pot. Ooh.
Hello, ladies.
This was a nice little hand to wake up with on the button.
Upstairs we go. Min raise. King 5 for Peters into the muck. Ace deuce for Bogdanov's short stack. Off of 6-7 back. A bit peculiar stack depth, Rasty, with this one?
I mean, he can think he has fold equity if he moves in. He's got the ace blocker.
Oh, but he does move all in nevertheless. And of course, beating him into the pot is Mateos with the queens. Well, this time, the prospects of being able to hang on. A much greater challenge than the ones before them on prior occasions. Does connect with the deuce, adding to the aces that he seeks in a 15.5 million chip pot. No reaction here from Mateos with the overpair. Now the turn pairs the board, and just 5 outs separating Mateos from a date with D. Pete's heads up. And he has held. Bogdanov, big smiles, big handshakes, and big respect for his performance here at this final table. A man who has been a little undercover, let's call it, but also has caught eyes, as chat advised, over in the EPT streets. Also beginning, certainly, to make a name for himself here at Triton.
3 deuce off. You know, so it's not a limp only strategy. So far, I think Peters has limped only, right? We haven't seen him raise. So
can't recall an occasion on which he took us upstairs from the button. Here he is with Jack 7 suited. Maybe a little monkey see, monkey do, given that Adrian shift gears, although obviously the stacks aren't levels, so different considerations for Peters off of 9-9 back. Jamming it, Rast.
ooh.
Can the Queen 10 offsuit be considering?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it plays pretty well against small pairs and a lot of ace X off combos, right? And you're getting a decent price here, right? Like 10.3. He's got to call 9.5 to win 12, basically. This is like kind of right on the cusp, I think. And then occasionally you could have some spots where you're dominating or dominated. But
oh my gosh. All of a sudden, it happens. We play for a winner. Only Mateos can be that winner in this particular altercation, as Peters is Jack 7 suited. Said those two little words. And Mateos, in turn, a single syllable call. 21.4 million chip pot. And the flop is ace, queen, 4. Mateos was already in front with queen high, further so with second pair. Peters longing for a diamond. Instead, the board pairing ace leaves him drawing dead. The river of no consequence, the rail wrapped, hands shaken, and the seal broken for El Conquistador, who can finally smile. $790,000 in second place will go to David Peters, who fought hard and performed so beautifully to work his way into this payday, given the 2 big blinds off of which he had to operate. And for El Conquistador, at long last, felicidades. 1.175 million will go home with him, along with the coveted trophy, as Luca Vivaldi front and center, getting ready to
big smile,
hand that trophy over. He loves it. You know what I mean? This isn't so much about the money as it is about James Dempsey, our producer, somehow working his way into the moment. But we only tease James. This is appropriate. Marianella.